Hey guys, it's Elena. Today we're creating a mid-century inspired landscape in Procreate. This will include lots of layered mountains, a glowing sun, and retro patterns. I will be using my Mid-Century Magic brush set, which is available for sale in my shop, and you'll find all of the links in the description below. Let's go ahead and get started. Today I wanted to make a landscape using my Mid-Century Magic color palette, and this is something I offer for free with the link in the description. And I will also be using my Mid-Century Magic brush set for Procreate, and this is something that I sell in my shop. You can also check this out in the link in the description as well. So just to start out with, let's change the background color to something neutral. So I thought maybe just this really light cream color, and we can let this be the main background. And what we're going to do is we're going to build up some mountains with some different motifs and patterns on them, and we're going to have a nice sunshine in the middle. By the way, this canvas is 11 by 14 inches at 300 dpi. For the sun that we're going to put somewhere around here, let's go ahead and choose this kind of muted orange color, and we can choose the brush that's called 12 large line gradient. So we've got all these different lines and dots brushes here at the beginning, and this is towards the end of that section. So one side of this is a gradient and the other side is solid. So if we go in a circle from right to left and then hold, then it snaps into this quick shape, and then if we touch the screen it becomes a perfect circle. And maybe if we have just a bit of a space in the middle like that, then it looks like a nice sun. And what we can do is we can go to the move tool. So with the move tool turned on, I'm just going to make it a bit smaller, and with snapping turned on, I'm just going to put that somewhere in the middle so that we've got this orange line. That means we're in the middle, and I'm just going to have that towards the top like that. We might add more stuff to the sky, but we're just going to let the sun be there for now. So we've got our sun layer here, and now I'm just going to add a new layer here, and I'm just going to call that color, and you'll see why in a minute here. So that's our color layer. We're going to put it below everything else, and we're going to periodically fill it with color and cut little bits and pieces off of it, then fill it with a new color and cut more bits and pieces off. So I'll show you how this is going to work. We're going to build up our mountains like this. So let's just choose a color, and maybe we can go on this red gradient down here. So if we choose the darkest of these red colors, and then to the color layer and tap that and tap fill layer. So now this whole layer is filled with this color. And what we can do is we can go to the ribbon tool, otherwise known as the selection tool, and go to freehand. And then what we can do is we can draw like this, and then just always complete that circle, and then copy and paste. And then if we turn off this color layer, you can see that these little lumps down here have appeared. So this is how we're going to keep on making our mountains. So going back to the color layer, let's turn it back on and choose a different color. And I'm just going to kind of move up this gradient for now. So we're going to tap it again and tap fill layer. So now we have a different color. And let's go back to the ribbon tool, and I'm going to keep drawing these lumps with kind of a line down the middle, and I'm going to try to keep it so it's not always lining up, so it looks a bit more like real mountains. So this one can kind of be coming up like this, and then just finish that up, copy paste, and now we've got some other mountain layers there. And we could do this in a lot of different ways, but this is just kind of how I thought it might be easy to do. So going back to our colors, let's choose a different one, and then tap fill layer on the color layer again so you can see the different layers coming up here. Let's go back to our ribbon tool and maybe make kind of a long slope like this, and just come back around, copy and paste, and then let's fill this with a different color and put that on the other side. So going back to the ribbon, maybe we can go like that. So again, we're just filling up our color layer with new colors every time, and then just copying and pasting little bits of that. And this is starting to look a bit mountainy over here, so maybe I'm just gonna go like that, see how that looks. So moving on, we can go to orange, and we can start to get a few more mountainy looking shapes like that. So that is the same color as the sun, which has drowned out the whole sun, but no matter, we'll see it again in a minute. Going back to the ribbon tool, let's maybe start coming in from this side now. Let's see how that looks. And let's choose another color. So maybe we can go to this yellow here and fill that one. And I think I want to move on to about here, because then we can kind of move into our greens. So filling that layer, you can kind of see where that mountain went. Let's just keep on going. Just wavy squiggly lines here. Sometimes I am turning off that color layer just so I can see which way things are going and trying to keep things balanced. So things are kind of moving over in this direction a lot. So maybe this needs to be more focused on this side, and onward we go. And maybe at this point things can get a bit more mountainy looking. And then this greenish blue could maybe be a little bit more like a gentle slope. So we could go up like this and maybe just let it be like that. We could move into more of a dark greenish color. Maybe just one more. So we could go back to a yellow color, just to kind of bring it full circle because that's the same color as the sun. Let's just change the opacity of that really quick just so we can actually see the sun still. So we've got our little landscape with all of our many colored mountains in here now. So I thought that first of all, before we add anything fun to the mountains, we could actually go behind some of these red layers here and make some flowers coming up. I think it's somewhere around here, maybe in between these. So let me just make a new layer here. So in this new layer, I'm going to choose various shades of dark green and blue. And I'm going to select brushes from the Botanicals section in the Midcentury Magic brush set. And I'm just going to make a couple of straight lines coming up only along this space here. So I'll probably just turn off the sound while I do that. For each of these mountain layers, I want to add some patterns and some halftones and different motifs. And there are a couple of different ways that we could do this. We could use a clipping mask or a layer mask. I kind of wanted it to be a bit more loose. So let me just show you what I mean. I'm going to add a new layer above this very bottom one that we did here. So you can see which one that is. And this is below this one and above this one. So in this layer, I'm just going to choose a color. So let's just go ahead and choose this grayish green. And in my Midcentury Magic brush set, I've got a section called patterns. So from the patterns section, I'm just going to choose a couple of different things. And there's one called offset stars. So with that green in this new layer I made, I'm just going to kind of add this in like a quick little swipe like that. And I'm going to do it again here. And I kind of like how it's outside of the line, so to speak, which is why I'm not using a mask. I wanted a bit of overlap like that. But I'm just going to keep on going down the line, adding a new layer above that one. And then I'm just going to choose a different pattern and just see how it takes shape. So on this one, let's choose starry circles. And we're going to go with this brown layer here. So maybe I'll just do kind of a lighter brown on top of that and make this fairly small. And let's just see how this looks on here. So again, I'm not covering the whole thing. I'm just kind of letting it be on some of this and maybe some overlap on some of it like that. So anywhere that I'm not happy about it, I can always just go back and erase. And I usually just use one of the Procreate basics as my eraser brush. Then I can, for instance, just come in and take some little pieces off if I don't like those pieces. And onward we go. And maybe we should try for a different kind of shape on this one. We could even go with one of the textures. So maybe if we just choose grainy paper and then we can choose a color, maybe the same as the background, and put a little bit of texture on here. And if you don't like any particular layer going outside the lines, you can always turn it into a clipping mask. So if we didn't want this overlapping to happen, we can just go to that layer, tap it and tap clipping mask. and now it's only clipped to that layer below it. So we might do that on some of these, and I'll just leave that one as a clipping mask for now. And let's add a new one above this. So on top of these green hills, that might be a good place for a floral pattern since we have some flowers down here as well. So let's just choose a lighter green, and back into our patterns, there's one called multi-flower. So let's go with that in here. And it's kind of the same color as the one above it. I'll probably just go ahead and make that one a clipping mask as well and add these flowers on here. Moving on down, let's make a layer on top of here, and let's just automatically make that a clipping mask, and then we'll just undo it if we don't want it. We could just do another texture in this one. Maybe let's go with linen canvas, and let's choose a lighter blue that's kind of not super obvious. It might be a bit too subtle. Let's actually choose a lighter color as well, and then go again, but with less pressure. And moving on down, new layer, let's make it a clipping mask. And on this one, I thought we could have some drops, and let's keep that whitish color, which is the same color as the background. And let's go to our drops pattern. And zooming out, let's just fill this whole space with drops. Moving on to the next one, adding a layer above that, making that a clipping mask. I wondered if it might be interesting to do a dot gradient across here. So with that 12 large dot gradient, let's just do kind of a curvy sweep through here. So now let's add another texture on this one. So I'm adding a new layer and making a clipping mask. And we didn't have clipping masks on some of these top ones because I wanted them kind of fading outward like that. But I'm finding that it's more and more necessary as I go further down. So I'm probably just going to keep doing clipping masks on all of them from this point. But anyway, we're working on this one now. What if we chose a red color? And then going back down to our textures, we could go with cardboard. So with cardboard, let's see how that looks on here. And maybe just focus on the top and then let it be a bit more subtle going on down. Let's keep on going here. I might add more colors to this one as well. It almost looks like it's made of cardboard because of the color. Let's just choose a different color as well. So maybe this white again, just to make a bit more subtle texture in here. And we could even go with a darker brown as well, especially along the top maybe. Yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. And so moving on down, maybe actually let's go with a grid and let's put that in a green color and see how that looks. And then in the one above that, we could do some dots, kind of a gray, make the size a bit bigger, add these dots in here. So I'm using more pressure along the top and then fading out the pressure towards the bottom so that the dots are just bigger on top. And I want to keep these fairly subtle because these are all behind the flowers. So I don't want to overpower the flowers. So we could just keep it subtle with the color. So let's just put this in orange and then maybe go with a texture. Maybe just handmade paper. And maybe go with white as well. So let's do another and a clipping mask. And for this one, let's go with this light orangey red and the brush in the pattern section called Diamond Grid, and just add a little bit to this so we don't want to overpower those flowers. And then on this one we really don't want to overpower, so we don't want to be too obvious. This is kind of behind all of these flowers, so we could keep that same reddy color that's not super obvious, and then we could go to our textures again and maybe just go with the one called Grainy Paper and see how that looks on here, just to give a bit of texture to this orange background without making it overpowering. And we could choose another color for that, very subtle, not a lot. And moving on up. So this is the one directly behind those flowers. Let's maybe do a line gradient, kind of like we did for the sun. So what if we choose 5 small line gradient? And this is the color of that background. We could just do the orange, which is the color above it. Let's change the size and just kind of draw that along here. I think that gives it something interesting without it being overpowering, and it's kind of echoing the sun a little bit. So moving on, now we are in front of the flowers. So for this one, let's go with a slightly darker red and the pattern brush called Oval Duo, and just add that in here. Again, let's but more pressure on the top. Moving on to the next one, adding a new layer and making a clipping mask. That's this one here. And let's just go with this pinkish red color and the brush called Corner Triangles. And just kind of add that along the top here and then fade it out further in. So now we're almost done. We've got two more, this one and this one. And I thought we could just use textures for these ones. I'm going to go with cardboard again because I did really like how that one looked further up in this collage sort of look. So again, I'm adding it in multiple colors. And let's keep on going to the next one, make a clipping mask. Let's just go with the one called Grunge. Let's choose orange. Make that a grungy look here. We could even change up the colors a bit, add a bit more. So I think we're almost done with this, but I'm kind of missing something up in the sky, and maybe I thought we could have a few more plants up higher. So if I just make a new layer here, that is below this one and above this one. So let's just add a couple more plant brushes in there. So I'm going with Atomic Leaf, and I'm just going to change the size of that a little bit, having that come out there, and choosing another kind of leaf. Cascade leaf, and maybe a different color that could come out here and have a little friend as well, maybe a little bit there and here, and also tempo leaf in a slightly different green color as well. So I think that just adds something. We've got these ones down here, but then we've got some little flowers peeking up there as well. And then maybe the background needs a texture. So if we add a new layer below everything and then choose maybe this color and go back to our texture brushes, we could go with the cardboard brush again and make it a bit bigger and then just see how it looks on the background behind everything, just to make this a bit more interesting. And then we could choose another couple of colors, maybe a little bit of green as well. And maybe also just do the same in white. And I thought I might actually want to add a bit of texture to some of these higher ones. So just adding a bit of texture here to this orange at the top. And maybe also to the brown. So new layer and clipping mask, and in a slightly different brown, just kind of randomly choosing my texture brushes and adding a little bit of texture. So I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and leave it like this. I'm kind of happy with all the different details and textures in here. But some other things that you could do is, the sky is a bit empty. You could do like some bird drawings or something like that, or some clouds maybe. You could also add some abstract shape stamps. So this is something that I offer for free, and I'll make sure you have a link for that as well. But you could add some of these stamps as well, like to the horizon. You could make some little figures out of them or that kind of thing. You could also add some doodles or some stars, and you could just take it in a lot of different directions from here if you want to. So here is our finished mid-century inspired landscape. You'll find all the relevant links in the description. Thank you so much for following along with me today, and I hope to see you next time.